She is a penetration tester.
You are put in the position of thinking like a criminal. When you're not a criminal.
Hello guys, as you can see, this is a very different filming background, and that's because I won't just be the one on this video today. Someone will be joining me on my YouTube channel, a very important guest, a very close friend of mine who happens to also work in the tech space. And you know, like I promised you guys earlier, I would be bringing people, professionals, people that know their onions on this channel to talk about this tech space everybody's raving about. So there's no other person I could think of than to bring my very close friend of 10 years, Anna. Come in, yay! Anna, let's go each other. Oh my god! You guys, I've been here.
I'm on YouTube. I think this will be my first time I'm going to be on someone's YouTube channel, so I'm actually excited.
Like, I had to beg her to actually be here because you know, I had to beg, I had to be on my knees, please help. But I'm really glad that you accepted my invitation. So for those who don't know, let me even, I guess I should just give a brief summary of how we know each other, how we met. So I and Anna have been friends for like over 10 years now. Yeah. We met in secondary school and we were best friends, and you know, the friendship just like went on from there. We did a lot of things together in Holy Child. That's our secondary school, when we did debates together, read news, we're newscasters, all of that stuff. Then went on to the university. I studied mechanical engineering. She studied electrical engineering.
Electronic and computer engineering.
Electronic and computer engineering. My glasses. Let me keep this. So, yeah. So we're both engineers, but you know, we ended up in the tech space. But I think you're doing, what is related to your
exactly. My course is really identical with what I'm doing right now.
Yeah. So for those who don't know, she's actually
say it.
She is a penetration tester. See, I told you guys that like in this tech space, there are a lot of jobs. Some of them you won't have even heard them before. Like penetration, I think you should even like just tell us what penetration is all about. Penetration testing. I just said tell us what penetration is all about. I mean penetration testing.
Okay.
For all you bad minds there.
But you see none of you. Anyway, so I like to call myself an ethical hacker, but this child here has said I must use the title of penetration tester. So basically, penetration testing is it's a branch in cybersecurity, and it's really fun. Why did I delve into penetration testing? I delved into it because with penetration testing, you are challenged to think like a real life attacker. So you have to be one step ahead of that attacker. Yeah. If not, you will not be able to decipher, okay, how is this attacker going to enter into your system and all. So penetration testing is basically, in simple terms, to avoid the technical jargons, it's just basically you making sure that there are no vulnerabilities that can cause any harm. It could be even the financial loss and the financial impact to your system. To just make sure that the security posture of all systems in your firms are top notch. Yeah.
Like you guys, in summary, I'm sure we've all like watched movies or heard of instances where maybe an exchange got hacked or a bank got hacked and like they lost their money and things like that. It's people like Anna that are there to make sure that it doesn't happen. So that's pretty much what penetration testers or ethical hackers do. And this is a career in the tech space. So you don't have to be just a back-end engineer or software PM and all of that. This is also a very good, lucrative career, if I must say so myself, in the tech space. So do you want to tell us like how you started? Like, what's your story? Because like you studied computer and electronic engineering. You could have been a software engineer. Why ethical hacking?
Okay, so after my NYC, I started off with networking. I basically was in charge of making sure that the network, just, you know, when you're at the office, you use Wi-Fi and all of that to make sure that those things are not down. Network monitoring, and that was basically what I did during my IT, the compulsory IT we do while we're in the university, right? So I continued with that during my NYC, and after my NYC, I also continued with that, and then I got my first actual job, and I started off with network monitoring. But then I was put into the RICS department, information technology RICS department, and it was a space whereby I was interfacing with both the network department and the cybersecurity department. Because the truth is that when you're in the RICS unit, you are basically checking for all the risks that could occur in all units. Do you understand? So with that way, I was able to have that balance between networking and cybersecurity. And as time grew, I was like, cybersecurity is looking juicy. And like people are like, do you know what it means to secure something, like to prevent a mishap from happening to you? Like, I'm just like, if I can actually prevent, for example, because I've been in the banking industry and you know we deal with a lot of money there, so I'm just like, if I can actually prevent a fraud from happening now, do you know what that means? And my dream in terms of, in as much as I want to grow in my career, like I want to be a renowned specialist in whatever I'm doing, in the sense that the world eventually gets to know me. And also, let me not lie, money is a determining factor in your career path, because in as much as passion needs to be there, money we need to make sure that
we have bills, we have bills to pay.
So you cannot just be saying passion
doesn't pay the bills.
It's a huge plus for you when your passion and your money is like going together. So I'm like, when after I browsed about what cybersecurity is, how I can actually get involved in it, I decided by taking certifications in cybersecurity. And I was not even doing any hands-on then, but just the theoretical knowledge. I remember one of my major certifications I took then was certified ethical hacker. And after that certification and after passing that certification, it just made me realize that yes, networking and cybersecurity goes hand in hand. But if your company is not secure, like you're basically not doing anything in that company. If these programmers keep programming and
someone can just come and hack your system,
what is their code all about? Do you understand? So I'm like, if I can bring up measures that will even make their codes even more secure, and because the truth is that cyber crime is the greatest threat to every company in the world. So if the security posture of that company is a zero, there's no business. There's no business. Do you understand? So that was basically what made me say I need to get into this field. And the funny fact is that there are different aspects of cybersecurity. You could be a threat intelligence person, analyst. You could be a SOC analyst. That's like security operations and all. So like there are different aspects. So why penetration testing? And like I said earlier, penetration testing, because I'm going to think like I'm a fraudster, like a hacker, like, and it comes with creativity, because you are put in the position of thinking like a criminal when you're not a criminal. So basically we call ourselves the white hat hackers. So the white hat hackers, and I'm white too. So the criminals are the black hat hackers. So then we also have the red hat hackers, but that's for another day. So I'm just like, why not penetration testing? And so that was how I just started. So you mentioned taking courses, because I can remember like some years back, Anna was taking certification courses back to back. Like if you check Anna's LinkedIn, there's ISP, ETF, PMP, PIP, RSS. So and I'm wondering, like, it looks like for you to actually be into cybersecurity and all of that, you actually need these certifications. Of course. And before you start anything, you need the theoretical knowledge, right? And like I said, I wasn't hands-on in the company. I was basically doing rigs. Do you understand?
Yeah.
I wasn't doing hands.
So you took those courses to actually like learn and get to
because
know
when you
more.
hear people, I said I was interfacing with the cybersecurity
Yeah.
unit then. So when I hear them saying some jargons, I'm
you couldn't relate.
I need to know what this is really about. And that was what motivated me. And I'm like, no more theory.
Now it's time for practical.
Now it's time for practical.
But if someone is looking to join like the cybersecurity space as a penetration tester or an ethical hacker or what do you call it?
White hat
hacker. What steps like would you give them?
The truth is, it starts from within. No be to they give motivational chop and down. And the internet is really helpful now. There are a lot of programs, tech programs. Now, my friend, currently I'm a cybersecurity mentor for CyberSafe. CyberSafe is for African girls, like all African girls in the country. And to get into that program, you sweat, you go for serious interviews.
Yeah.
And what's the aim of the program? Is basically to help people who have interest in cybersecurity. So that program helps you find your paths. They'll take you through the 5 different paths in cybersecurity, and then during the program, you now like choose your niche. You get to know everything, and you now get to know, okay, do I want to actually be a penetration tester or a SOC analyst or this or that? Do you understand? So I would encourage, the first thing I would encourage is apply for that program, because that program.
What's the name of the program again?
CyberSafe. So it's CyberSafe Foundation. This is free advert.
Free advert.
Confidence.
There's a link, right?
Yeah, there's
I'll
a link.
Put the link
there's
in
a link.
In the description
so currently,
box.
the program is ongoing, and I actually motivated my friend to join, and she actually got in. So she's currently in the program right now. Yeah.
And you're a mentor there.
I'm a mentor. So
you guys,
5 girls are assigned to me, and I have I mentor them to make sure that they don't lose focus. So the program is it's top notch. It's thorough. Thank you. That's the word.
It's thorough.
So if you're not able, for example, now, if you want to start now, obviously the program is not available now. They already this is the second time they are doing the program, so you have to wait for 3.0, the next cohort. So if I would say you want to start now, because one of my friends is also in the same boat, and what did I do? Materials. First of all, like the way I started, you cannot say you want to enter cybersecurity and you don't know what would I say now? You don't know what phishing is. Do you understand? So you need to equip yourself with the theoretical knowledge, so that when you are talking to people, you have what to say.
So they should join. They should apply for this program.
Yeah.
Do you also advise maybe any certification courses?
Definitely.
Which
you have to read first. So I feel like when you read and you know the parts that you want to take,
then you now
be able to start taking courses. But for example, maybe if you are not you've never been in tech, I always advise that you start with a foundational IT certification that will just open your mind to IT in general. Because the truth is that cybersecurity is a specialization in IT. So you see, it's a step process. So you start from IT. You now decide you want to enter security. Then in security, you now decide which one in security do I want to enter. So basically, you have to first of all open your mind to, I'm about to become a techie. So what IT certification should I get to open my mind? And the most foundational IT certification is ITIL. That's the most ITIL. ITIL. I think there's up to version 4 now. So that's like one of the most foundational certifications that would just introduce you to IT in general. Make use of the internet.
Please make use of the internet.
In as much as you're scrolling through Instagram and all, there are a lot of
resources.
And tech content. Like a lot of techies doing TikToks. Like there are just a lot. Look for them. The more you research on them, that particular social media app, the algorithm will start suggesting. Thank you.
You know, if you watched one of my previous videos, I said that if you want to have a Twitter account and you want to be open to tech opportunities, you need to filter your timeline. follow certain topics. So that's pretty much what also, you cannot be, watching, comedy 100 like all the time. It's only comedy that you'll be seeing. You understand? So that's also like I honestly, like, all the things. Even I myself, I've been in the tech space for a while. I didn't like what I know now about cybersecurity. I didn't know it before. I didn't know as much as I did before. So I'm enlightened.
Sometimes these men try to tension you or make you feel like you don't have anything upstairs, right?
Yeah.
So sometimes you find yourself trying to prove yourself twice as much.
What's your take on office romance? So I have some riddles for you that you have to answer.
Okay.
If you get anyone wrong, you will do
I'm not a riddle person.
TikTok.